Ladies and gentlemen, Zeratar here. Welcome back to the fun. So I will say I did derp just a little bit there. I made my way all the way over here from Stormwind. We were supposed to go meet Keeshan. I did that and was not paying attention. Keeshan told us to go pound rocks, so we went and did that. Went to return to Colonel Troutman here, and I realized I had turned time walking off, and we weren't getting shit for experience, so that was entirely my fault. So I turned time walking back on, and now we can hop back into this. Hopefully this video quality looks a lot better. I went and adjusted some settings. I'm still recording audio in one app and video in another. The audio seems to work out better when I do it that way. I have more control over the noise reduction. I can actually set a noise reduction profile. So, but depending how good the audio or the video rather is, you might notice something. You might notice that my level, which used to say somewhere in the realm of 27 to 30, now says 41. So our lovely little mount here now has this extra feature. Oh yeah, he's got wings. And we can fly. So it is getting late. When I had originally started recording this, it was about 1:30 in the morning. It's now 1:46. So we got to get going. So Keeshan does not want to help us, so we need to go find Keeshan's weapons and members of his old army troop, Bravo Company. And while we're doing this, you'll see some new mounts in the rotation here. Now that we have flying, we have our Onyxian Drake here. And a handful of others that are going to pop up as we're doing things. We're just going to fly over here, see if there's a rare spawn. There is not. We'll pop back up over here, see if a rare spawn appears. If it does, awesome. That is free experience for us. Man, the targeting on Judgment is absolutely busted. It really is. We do have 2 charges of our Judgment now. It does fly off and hit multiple targets. The downside is that it doesn't seem to pay much attention to whether those targets are neutral, whether I'm even looking at the targets. They just fly off and hit wherever they want to. That was something my fiance was noticing earlier. She was playing her paladin in Stranglethorn Vale. We'll get there eventually. And she was fighting pirates on a ship, and she would cast Judgment, and one Judgment bolt would go in front of her at her intended target, and then a couple Judgment bolts would shoot through the deck of the ship and hit some enemies down below on the lower decks. And then she would have a big fight on her hands because goddamn 6 pirates would come running up at her. So Judgment definitely needs some work done to it. Judgment needs a little tender love and care. Maybe smart targeting. Smart targeting would be nice. But for now, I mean, hell, I get to rock out as a Ret Paladin. I've honestly thought about changing the appearance on this to be this because I love it, but my god, it just does not match. It doesn't match the armor the way this does. This just looks so good. I mean, I could even rock out with the original Ashbringer, but I think this one looks better. But I want this. I want to use it. I mean, I guess I could use this hammer if I really wanted to. Come here, you. Come on, let's go over this way. There we go. Weapons of war. Look at that. Recover more weapons of war. You got it. One of the funnier things I noticed when I uploaded my... I gotta wait for that patrol, so I may as well run over here and kick the shit out of this scout real quick. One of the things I noticed when I uploaded Redridge Part 1, or maybe it was Westfall Part 2, because I had recorded and uploaded these somewhat out of order, one of the things I noticed was I think it was a Beethoven track got flagged for copyright, but it's okay because the owner allowed that to be on YouTube. And I just thought that was the funniest goddamn thing. Like, it made me wonder who owns the rights to Beethoven's music, because I could have sworn those were in the public domain and were not subject to copyright. Then again, with all the silly shit going on with the puzzle company Ravensburger being sued for putting Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man on a puzzle, and some museum in Italy is suing them because Italy has some sort of country law that if you're profiting from one of an Italian artist's work, even though they're in the public domain, you still owe them money, which was such a mind fuck. And when I saw the copyright claim pop up for Beethoven, I'm like, wait, hold on, what the hell are we doing now? Alright, so we got that key. I believe this guy is up here somewhere. So we gotta rescue this guy. Oh, alright, we got a talent point. What was I aiming for over here? I don't even remember. Oh, right, I think I wanted that. That would make the most sense that I would want that. Haste increased. Yeah, so we definitely want haste. Let's go for the cooldown on Divine Shield, Shield of Vengeance. Let's take that. Shield of Vengeance is a useful skill. Desktop audio seems kind of loud. I'm going to bring that down a bit. Hopefully that hasn't been too god-awful loud in the headset. We'll try and keep an eye on those audio levels and see. Because of course we're not testing this first, you know, just fuck it, we're doing it live. That's the way we do things around here. Worst case, I can try and work a little editing magic and figure out how to lower the audio in post. Not super sure how to go about that yet, but we'll figure it out. Let's get this guy free. Get out here. He wants us to go kill someone else. There's a guy here we can sell stuff to, so that's cool. Into the cave we go. Is that silver? That is silver. Even though it's gray, we want it. There's some tin, that's great too. We don't really need to worry about tin right now. I mean, it's there, but it's late. Grab Keeshan's gear, save this guy, run over here before that other dude respawns. Now we'll accept his quest. That fucking troll that we just... Yeah, he's already respawned. He respawns so goddamn fast. It is ridiculous. We're still... Nope, we did get our last spyglass. Cool. Alright, we're gonna hop right on down to here. And then we're probably going to have to fight this guy more than once. But that is all right. Got his key. Drop this dude into the water. Save him. Now we're heading back. Kill some of these dudes while we're on our way out. Never know, we might get some decent drops. I mean, it's very unlikely, but hey, you know, it could happen. Once we're back outside, let's hop on a mount and we'll fly on out of here. Did all this too. So There's some experience. There's some experience. And we're getting 54 gold a shot for completing some of these quests. Which is pretty good for level 42. There's another 54 gold and a level. There's an item worth not much at all. Let's go deliver this shit to Keeshan. And while we're at it, what would be worth picking up? High Lord's Judgment is probably worth it instead of some of these others. Yeah. We're going to pick that up just because it's going to... right now, Judgment, when I use it on something, they take additional damage from our next Holy Power Spender. So we have to keep kind of refreshing Judgment. As long as we also have Greater Judgment over here, it'll make them take increased damage from our next 2 Holy Power Spenders, so we can spam out the big attacks a little bit more and do more damage. And when we hit that again, it'll make them take extra damage from our next 3 Holy Power spending abilities, which is primarily Final Verdict, but could also be Divine Storm. So, definitely useful to have. Keep forgetting I can fly. So, Keeshan is on board. Haha, because he's in a boat. But Keeshan is willing to help us now. One of the cooler things that happened with the Cataclysm revamp was this quest line. And a mage just rocketing us across the water surface. Like, that's such a cool idea. Sadly, this gets kind of followed up with a little bit of lackluster questing, I always felt. When it works, it's cool, but getting it to work can be troublesome. So we gotta go find somebody, we gotta kill some hunters. We gotta get some muck dweller glands, and we gotta make a Bravo Company field kit for camouflage, which requires leaves and fox poop. So the muck dweller glands are picked up from muck dwellers down here in the water. So sometimes I'm able to do this with a single charge of breath. Sometimes I need to pop back up to the surface to breathe before I can complete this. So we'll see what I can do this time around. We do have access to our underwater mount to try and go a little bit faster here. But if there's no muck dwellers, there you are. There you. There's a 6-1 and we're only about halfway through our breath, so I think we've definitely got this. Get that guy over here, that would be wonderful. There we are. Let us get the hell out of here. And I do believe our plan of attack here is to gather the materials that we needed, and then we will go about finishing out this quest series in the next video. But we'll do all of our prep work today, gathering up the materials for the camouflage kit and killing the hunters, and then that way, when we can get back to it, we will be able to just jump right on in and start using these materials for their intended purpose. And that is causing wanton destruction throughout the entirety of Eastern Redridge. Completely forgot which side of the zone that took place on. So we just need a couple more piles of leaves, a little bit more fox poop. Got to kill a couple more hunters. That is it for the fox poop. There's some leaves. There's some leaves. Then we just need this guy, and there's the last hunter that we're going to need. There we are. I'm going to zip over here right quick and just see if there is a chest. There can be. There is not. But there are some angry murlocs. We're going to fly up high, get out of range of those murlocs, and then we'll zip down here and turn in this quest. So here's a guy all strung up. But luckily he has a note in his pouch letting him know that he is compromised. You know, if you're reading this, he's probably dead. Well, he got that right. Tell his wife he loves her, and that down in the valley we can't just blow it up because they have cages full of prisoners of war. So we're going to have to mount a bit of a rescue operation before we can start blowing stuff up. And this is where we will leave our intrepid hero for today. But don't you worry. So there we are. We have to free the prisoners of war. We're not going to select that quest just yet. We'll go ahead and grab that next time. Let's end this by picking up I think we're going to go for this one with Judgment's damage being increased by 10%. That seems like a good place to go. So that is where we will end it. Hopefully the music selection this time, it says it's royalty free. So hopefully this one doesn't get tagged for copyright also. But I hope everyone is enjoying this so far, our adventures with Keeshan in Redridge. And I will see everyone next time.